Good evening to everyone. First of all, in my whole speech, it will consist of three parts. The first part, I will introduce our models in this policy. And the second part, I will introduce our premise of this policy. And the third part is about the two arguments. Okay, so come to our policy. So what's the federal superstate? When we think about the federal superstate, first of all, we will think about the United States, America. America is a really federal superstate, and we can see that. We can see that in the we can analyze it from political side and economic side. From the political side, we can see that they may have different laws. Like in America, some laws are legal in this state, in this area, but some laws are illegal in this area. But that doesn't matter. From political field, they should have some same attitude to foreign affairs, and that's from the side for the political field. And they should also have the same political system. Okay, now move on to the economic system and the economic field. The economic field, that means that they should unify the economic systems. And for the economic policy, they should have the same economic policy, like how to control the inflation. That's the policy. And they should have the same policy, like whether they want to decide to import one country or not, or decide to whether they want to export something to one country. Okay. So overall, they should have one president like America, and the president can be elected by the other presidents by the leader by the other countries. So that's the whole policy. So after the policy introduction, come to my premise. Okay, premise is that the whole Europe is actually historically they have many common interests. And they have many common place. Yeah. So we can see that they have the same culture, same value, and almost the same language. So that's the basis of today European Union. So we believe that the European Union can be made up. It's because of the same interest. Because of the bigger interest, they should become a federal superstate. So now come to my two arguments. The first argument is about for European Union, they will have more interest after becoming a federal superstate. And for the whole world, the whole world will be more stable after the European Union become the federal superstate. Okay, now come to my first argument. Why I say that they will have more interest is because we can see two backgrounds in this whole world. The first background is that the USA is the only hegemony in the whole world, and the China has already risen, and so the competitive environment of the whole world has risen, and that are disadvantages for European Union. And the second background is about with the economic crisis, we can see that the European also has disadvantage in this background. So how the mechanism work? We can see that when several weaker parts they become a strong part, then they will have more strong points. Like we can see that from political fields, sometimes England, France, and Germany, when they are facing some foreign affairs, they will disagree with each other. So this agreement will weaken their power. So we say that if they can completely become a federal superstate, then they will have a common voice. Then it will be a stronger point to protest against the other countries, and also fight for their own interests. And And for the economic field, we have already seen that because of the European currency, the economic growth of the Europe has already improved. But how about they become the federal super state, and they will improve much. My deputy prime minister will extend about that. So come to my second argument. It's about the stability of the whole world. Okay, we can see that what's the situation of the whole world now? It's about one hegemony is USA, and the other maybe the other future hegemony is China. So we can see that the whole world has a two-role character now. They are always compete with each other. So what will be the best for the world? Actually, we can see that when the two sides are competing, that's the most dangerous. That's the most dangerous. But if we have another very strong power like European Union, okay, sorry, like we have already said that the Europeans have the conditions to become a federal super state, and because they have the ability to become the super state. So when they become a very big power, so they will have three biggest power in the world. Sorry, they will have three superpower: European, China, and USA. When the USA becomes stronger, then the China and European can combine together to fight with China. It's okay. But if we see that the USA is too strong, then the China and European can combine together to fight with USA. So that become a triangle structure. The triangle structure is actually the most stability situation for the whole world. So, we admit that sometimes the European countries disagree with each other, but because of the common interest, they have to fight together. So, because of these arguments, we strongly support. Thank you.
Second, they said that there will be one president, just like America. I will tell you in my argument also to tell you what this one president in this kind of election will hurt the EU, hurt the nature of the original purpose of EU, and also the benefit of all members in this kind of organization. And third, just as I said, they should share the same culture, they should have the same language, ladies and gentlemen. We can see in the EU members, they share different cultures. They have different languages, they have different cultures, they have different interests actually. And at this time, we force them to make up a same federal state. It will hurt them. And in my argument, I will detail you to explain this. Second, they say the ticket is as granted that how this EU can work. They just say that, these weaker parts, when they get together, it will become more and more stronger. But it still tells us why. He himself admits that different countries have different opinions. So why make this different opinion together? Can they become the common opinion? He failed to tell us. We just take it as granted. The weaker parts can become the stronger parts. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to see the further explanation in their next speech. Wait a moment. And for the third rebuttal that they said the world need a third party. They need another power to balance the whole environment of the environmental arena. Ladies and gentlemen, they say there are superpowers such as United States and China, and this situation is dangerous, even though they don't tell us why it's dangerous. And they will tell us why the EU has the responsibility to balance this, to have this responsibility to balance this international arena, and why they have the qualification at the cost of sacrificing the benefit of each member of the EU. So what's your point?
Okay, Texas was a part of Mexico. Explain to me how they were able to merge with American culture.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's totally different from America and Mexico. First I will tell you what's the nature of the EU and what is now status quo in the EU and original purpose of the EU. We can see that in nowadays why we establish the EU is that to make the members share the resources, and it's much more easier to help them to exchange, to have trade and help each other. To the inside, the members they are be more free than ever, and they can help each other. To the outside, it's a protection for the member of the EU. But ladies and gentlemen, the federal state is totally different. It not make these members are more free than before. It gives central power to control these different members in EU. And I will tell you later why this central power control, why this kind of control will cause harm to and will disorder the arena of this EU. Okay, I will move on to my argument. I will analyze to you why establishing this federal state will cause harm. First, just as I will use a policy from Prime Minister to tell you. This said, well, this federal state will have only one president to get the greatest power to control the states. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me think. There are two conditions will happen in their policy. First, that since we all know there are rich countries and there are poor countries in EU, and when they become a country, it will have some middle class, they will have some upper class. Ladies and gentlemen, for example, if a German official wants to be the president, which class will he represent? Of course, if the German people and the most German people are more rich, this stand for the upper class. But if German official want to be the president, he must be represent the majority of this new member. He must to represent the middle class, which means he must to represent the more poor countries in this member. But why? Why he to sacrifice? Why he be the president? He maybe add much more tax to the upper house, and he maybe reduce the tax to the middle class. So it means it will give much more. It will give much more tax to his own people, and maybe reduce the tax to the other countries' people. So why should the great countries, the rich countries, have the responsibility to sacrifice their own benefits to meet the other countries' needs? Situations B, if they don't guarantee the fairness of this environment, the great power, as they have great financial contribution to the members. For example, the Germany, the France, they give much contribution, financial support to the other countries. So if when the election happens, they can get more chance to win the election. Why? If they don't give if they are not mean to win the election, they can cut the financial contribution. They can cut the financial help to threaten the other poor countries. So they will have a more chance to win this situation. So, ladies and gentlemen, as this condition, as the great powers later control the EU, the whole federal state will be unfairness. It will unfair to the poor countries, and the great country can make great benefit from this kind of organization. So, ladies and gentlemen, we can see from this both conditions I explained to you. The both conditions did great harm both to the members, both to rich countries and to the poor countries from EU. So it will cause temporal harm to the both organizations. So based on that, I'm close to the whole thing.